Hello. How are we all on this? Well, depending where you are, it is absolutely freezing in Glasgow and probably most of the UK, to be fair. We've been told we're going to get all this snow and everything else, and touching wood as much as I can that don't know that I really want it, because I know most parts of the world can still live their normal life when they get snow, but see, in the UK our world goes to a standstill, and I don't know why, because we used to, obviously, I'm not getting into the whole global warming thing, because we all know I'm not intelligent enough to talk about that, because it baffles me. I kind of understand it, but I'm not going to embarrass myself, let's just say that. But when I was just a little girl, we had 4 seasons. We had winter, spring, summer, autumn, and they all happened when they were supposed to. We had rain when it was meant to rain, we had snow when it was meant to snow, and sunshine when it was meant to be a beautiful, sunny spring stroke summer day. We don't get that anymore. We can have snow in April or May. We can have sunshine in December, although not warm sunshine, but sunshine. And yeah, we just go with the flow, except when it snows. When it's snowing or when it's icy, for some reason our worlds just stop, and everybody's like, oh my god, what are we going to do? It's snowing. Oh, it's icy. Oh my god, help, I need somebody. But why is that? Because it's not as if we don't get it every year. Now, I get some people can't drive in the snow because they genuinely don't know how to, because you weren't taking your lessons when it's been snowing. And I get that, and maybe nobody's taught you how to drive in the snow, because you do have to adjust your driving style in the snow. And I get our roads are pathetic. The ground is pathetic, the tar, everything's pathetic. It crumbles at the sight of wetness, coldness. So I do think that's got a lot to do with it. And I get why the schools close, because if it's too cold for the children or whatever else, then our teachers can't get in and they don't have enough staff. I get that, I get the schools closing, but why does everybody just go into panic mode? I mean, I'm not saying I'm not included in that. I do drive in it if I have to. I prefer not to. If it's somewhere I can walk to, I'll walk. I just don't want to take any risks with my life, because although I can drive in the snow, others can't. And yeah, I want to stay here with my children as long as possible. Thank you kindly, sir. So, we've been threatened with snow for the last few days. We've had ice, and we've maybe had a wee bit of a threat of snow, like as in wee flickers through the night. Not last night, the night before, but it's not came yet. I can bet your bottom dollar that I'll wake up tomorrow and it'll be white. And purely because schools are all going back tomorrow, everybody's working routine officially starts back to be, in inverted commas, normal tomorrow. So the world's going to go to shit. Just purely because why make things go smoothly when you can throw a wee curveball in there? Anyway, that's my crystal ball. That's what my crystal ball says. Do you agree? Do you not? I mean, at this point, we could get anything. We could wake up tomorrow and we could have, I'd say 30 degrees sunshine, but we've not had 30 degrees since I think the 80s. Maybe 90s if you want to really push it. Well, don't know if it went that high, but yeah, I'm sure tomorrow we'll wake up and there'll be panic mode. Oh my god, schools start back. Oh my god, schools are closed. Oh dearie me. Oh dear, what are we going to do? I don't know. I just hope Monday goes smoothly, because I've got an awful lot on. Monday's a busy day for me this week, and I've got phone consultation to do at 9:15. Then I've got, but before that I need to go in and speak to the school about something. Then I've got to record my wee announcement, put that out at 12, and then I've got other work to do in between and after, and as well as doing the school run and everything else if the schools are open tomorrow, because like I said, my prediction will be we'll wake up knee-deep snow, just purely because why do it at the weekend when you can do it on a Monday? Why give us snow on a Saturday, Sunday when schools are off, when you can give us it on a Monday morning when schools are coming back for the first time after 2 weeks off? Because that's how Mother Nature works, isn't it? Or the world, or the earth, or the whoever predicts the snow, whoever sends that snow to us, they're like, what a joke. It's not April Fool yet, but let's just throw one in there, just to start your year off nicely. Anyhow, I don't care, because do you know, seeing the kids out playing in the snow is although it's cold outside, it's heartwarming to watch, because you watch them doing all their building their snowmen and throwing their snowballs. But then you always get the one, don't you? The one that has to take it too far and throws ice instead of snow and near damages your brain. So yes, we'll see what tomorrow brings, but let's pray for a smooth transition from Sunday into Monday. That's all I ask for. I pray to the Lord. So yes, that's my predictions, and let's hope Aileen's wrong, because she's always wrong about a lot of things. Not everything, some things, everyday things, normal. I mean, I could tell you the shop was opened and it closed 3 years ago. That's the kind of things I'm wrong about, because I don't really pay attention to these sort of situations. Just go with the flow. Typical blonde. Go with the flow and hope for the best. So yes, back to work, back to normality for everybody tomorrow. And you've got your little, what was I saying? Sorry, something caught my eye there, and I was like, I think something's went wrong along the way somewhere. I think I got a couple of episodes mixed up the wrong way around. I think that's what I've done. What was I saying? Yeah, Aileen just goes with the flow. I don't know. Listen, I've survived 40 something years living this way. I'm not changing it, because if I change that, that's when it's going to go wrong for me. If I try and make myself look intelligent, now I've done this before, not in the way you're going to think. I'll explain it. So I went through some may say a midlife crisis in my 30s, where I had a different colour of hair every other week, and I thought if I wasn't blonde anymore, I would be a bit more intelligent. It didn't work. I eventually had to go back to blonde. So I went like a auburny colour, then I went chocolate brown, then a darker brown, then reds and purples and blacks and the blue black and the everything, and eventually I just had to say, Aileen, blonde is your colour, my dear. Doesn't matter what shade of blonde, the brain is blonde. Just stick to your blonde. Does anybody else feel that way, that their colour of their hair suits their personality, whether it be your natural colour or whether it be the colour you chose? Do you think your colour of your hair suits your personality? I mean, I was wild, so I guess they do say blondes have more fun. Not as much now, mind you. Not that I'm not having fun, I just don't go out partying as much at all. I don't go out partying at all anymore. But that's by choice. I can't be bothered. I just want to see a night in with friends. That's a perfect night for me now, because see, let the young ones do it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm old. My boys tell me that enough. I don't need me to tell me that I'm old. If that made sense. Did I confuse you there? Probably did, sorry. Nobody needs confused on a Sunday when they're trying to transition to Monday. Oh, I'll tell you a funny one about a Sunday. So when I've still got one boy at school. This is his last year at school. But years ago, Obviously I had 2 boys at school, but maybe even before the wee one went to school, I don't know, can't remember. But every Sunday night at 11 o'clock, without fail, I'd be in a blind panic because I'd realised I hadn't washed and dried the school uniforms. And one of my friends, God love her, she's not here anymore, she would always message me on a Sunday. She'd be like, have you done the school uniforms? I'm like, no, doing them now, sus. But I think sometimes she was just as bad as me, because she would also say, yeah, I've not done them yet either. So, and she wasn't blonde. Maybe should have been, don't know. Listen, we all have blonde moments regardless of what colour our hair is. We all have the daft moments where we forget something, or we just don't know and we try and make ourselves look like. My sons try and trick me. They'll say, not even try and trick me, they always come in, because my boys are a lot more intelligent than me, which isn't very hard, but they'll come in and they'll be like, we've just done an IQ test, go do it. And they'll goad me and goad me and goad me, and I'll be like, no, I don't need to do it, I know I'm intelligent. And it's not, it's just I don't want to have a lesser IQ than them. And they know that's why I won't do it, they just laugh at me. But maybe one day. But then I did do an IQ test, but it was one of the ones that it doesn't tell you until after you actually do the test that you need to pay for the results. And I said to them, well look, I must have been between that number, not that number, or else why would they give me like a box in the middle, which was higher than theirs. We all know that's not true, that's just to make you think that you're more intelligent than what you are, and then you pay for it and they'll ding ding, you're a dum-dum. So they didn't believe me anyway. They're like, Mum, not a chance your IQ is anywhere near that. Listen Linda, I know what I need to know. Anything that I don't know, I clearly don't need to know, and I'd have learned it by now. Okay? That is all I've got to say on the subject. If there's anything I don't know and I need to know it, I will learn it. If it's something I don't know and I don't need to know, I won't learn it. It's simple. See, something captures my imagination. Yeah, something like that. I'll remember it. I'll learn it. I'll share it. I'll tell everybody about it. Probably forget about it in 10 minutes, but I try. I'm at that age where we forget everything. But see if it's something that's like, you've made me fall asleep, I ain't learning that. I don't want to know that. That's getting no nothing in my life. Doesn't need to be in my life. Doesn't need to take up any brain. The little brain cells I've got only need to be used up with the things I need to know. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anybody else feel that way when you're in your latter years, that if you've not learned it by now, unless it's something new that's come out, like new technology or things like that, something that you need to use every day, like everything's changing, isn't it? I mean, even things like your boilers, your radiators, cookers. I mean, I've not got is it an induction cooker? I'm sure that's what it's called, and I don't think I ever want one of them, because even people that have got them and had them for a while don't know how to work them. So I've got no chance. So you can keep that one to yourself. Everything's just getting more complicated and more technical. Can we not just stick to turning it to the number you want it to be, and either it comes on or you press an ignite button. Oh, see, there I go, try to look intelligent. Your ignite button, and it goes and comes on. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I say. Like cars, why would you need a key to start your car? Because some of us need a key to start our car in case we forget to take the key with us, or something like that, or we leave the key in the car and walk out, shut the door and the door locks, and then you can't get back in your car. Oh dear, where's the key? It's in the car. Who needs that kind of complication in their life? And yes, you can say stick the key in the pocket, but what if you've not got a pocket with you, or a bag, or you don't take your bag out with you, or something like that. And you're not going to sit with your key in your hand, are you, the full time you're driving? Because that just takes up space in your hand that you need for holding on to the steering wheel. Now, can you tell this really stresses me out? Because that's going to be me one day. I'm going to have one of the cars where you don't need a key, but you need the key when you're out the car, because as soon as you shut, that's easy for you to say, as soon as you close the car door, it locks. And it's locked you out because your key's in the car because you're a dum-dum. That's me. A dum-dum. I'll say it before anybody else does. I mean, my boys tell me it every day, but I don't believe them when they say it to me, but I believe me when I say it to me. There's a small minority that can say it. The minority is one. One is me. But listen, we're all unique in different ways. We're all specially made, as we're supposed to be. Anyway, oh dear. So apparently I was meant to be talking about going back to work and going back to school and going back to college and everything else today, but I think I spoke about that yesterday, didn't I? I'm just checking. That's what confused me earlier on when I was like, where am I? What am I doing? I've read the wrong list. Right, hold on. Let's see what we've done here. What have we already put out and what have we still to do? Yes. So apparently I spoke about that yesterday. Whoopsie. Anyway, we'll talk about what we were supposed to be talking about yesterday today. Who's took their decorations down? So I was trying to calculate it this morning because you've got the 12 days of Christmas, haven't you? So you're supposed to have them up 12 days before and 12 days after. So I think tomorrow is the day you're supposed to take them down. I probably will do it tomorrow, not because it's the day you're supposed to take them down, purely for laziness, because today's Sunday, the last day of rest. So I am probably going to wait until tomorrow, because I need to go to the shops and everything today and get some food in to feed the children, feed people. So I need to go and do a food shop today, so I won't be doing that. And I probably actually do. I was going to say I might need to wash my son's work clothes. So I said to him yesterday, now we've all established my memory's not great. So I said to him yesterday, remind me tomorrow to get softener at the shops for washing the clothes. Okay. He reminded me 10 minutes ago. I'm nowhere near getting ready to go to the shops. That's not how we play this game. You're meant to tell me when I'm out and text me, so that I get a text when I'm in the shop to remind me to pick it up. Anyway, I'll get it or I won't. That's the way that one's going to work. Can you tell my cold's coming back, flu, whatever it is? This just doesn't want to leave me, does it? So yeah, who's took their decorations down? You've got that part of the end of the Christmas period where you're sick of the sight of decorations, but then once you take them down, your house looks so bare. So my tree's sitting in a corner there now with the lights twinkling away, but when the lights go off, it looks dead dull, and I'm like, should I put a lamp there so that I've still got something shine bright like a diamond? I don't know, because then I don't know, that's more electricity into it. I don't know what to do. Answers on a postcard. Somebody tell me what to do. I'm not very good at making decisions for myself. I talk myself out of everything. I can tell you, I can make decisions for you, no bother. But see, when it comes to me, I'll talk myself out of everything. Especially if it entails me buying something for myself. Whether I need it or not, I'll talk myself out of it, because I'm like, that money could be used for something else. You could get the boys something. You could do this, you could do that. I mean, I think that's just a parent thing, isn't it? I don't necessarily think it's an adult thing. I think it's a parent thing. When you've got kids, you always think you can use the money for something else, something more appropriate. Regardless of whether, it could be a new pair of shoes because your soles are falling off the sole of your shoe. They're flip-flopping about the place, and you could still say, I'll just glue it together. Glue's cheaper than shoes. It's mad how you think being a parent. Crazy. But we move, don't we? If we really need it, we'll get it. And if it's just that we want it, we probably might not get it for ourselves. We might wait until we actually need it. It's an absolute roller coaster being a parent. My stomach's absolutely rumbling away here because I've not eaten for days. Between sickness bugs and migraine, oh my god, yesterday I was in my bed almost a full day with a horrendous migraine, and I just slept and slept and slept, and then I thought, I'm not sleeping through the night, I'm going to end up all night. No, I slept, although I did wake up with a couple of night terrors, which I get every now and again. At one point I thought there was 3 people standing beside me looking over my bed staring at me, and I was like, how'd you get in my house? And there was nobody there. My mind is a crazy thing. I don't know what caused that. That's the first time I've had night terrors, and I'd say that bad anyway. I'd say a couple of months. So I don't know what kicked them off. But can you go away? I don't want them anymore. Thank you. I don't need to be scared in my sleep. I can be scared enough when my eyes are opened. It's I told you about the story about me being scared to go to sleep, and then when you do finally go to sleep, people want to scare you in your sleep. I mean, I know they never done it intentionally, but they still done it, and I don't even know who they were. Couldn't tell you. I don't think I even seen a face. I think I just seen from like the neck down, standing, and I'm like, who are you? And you know that way you're scared to open your eyes again, but you open your eyes trying to see if there's anybody there, and then your mind's telling you one thing, which means that's what you're seeing, but that's not reality, and it takes you a wee while to come round, and then it takes you just to get back to sleep again, because you're like, I don't want to see that again. That was bad enough the first time. Can you leave that in the past? Thank you. Does anybody struggle with sleep? I don't necessarily struggle going to sleep, but I do struggle staying asleep. I'll wake up a good couple of times through the night. A lot is to do with pain. I think sometimes you can get overtired as well, can't you, which doesn't help your sleep. When I was younger, I could sleep no bother, and I was like a bear with a sore head when I got up in the morning. I think I've told you that before, haven't I? My dad used to always tell everybody, don't look at her, don't talk to her, don't get near her. You're in the danger zone. But my dad would always wind me up at the same time, like, oh my god, you look like you've been driving through a hedge backwards. They're grunting for I'm a teenager. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. The eyes aren't quite opened, and you're sitting half asleep trying to eat your breakfast before you go to school. Yeah, I wasn't great in the mornings. As I've got older, I've got better. Definitely get better as I've got older. My wee one, he used to run back to his bed when we were putting the breakfast out to go to school. He used to run back to bed, put his tail under the covers, head and everything, fall back asleep, and he'd be dragging him out of that bed. The oldest one, he's never been too bad about getting up. But now the wee one, he's up with the birds. I keep saying the wee one, I mean he's 18. You would think he was about 5. Although he doesn't want to be 18. He probably wants to go back to being 5 because he's not into this adulthood malarkey. Not for him at all, not one tiny bit. It's funny. Whereas the rest of us are desperate to be adults, aren't we? We're like, yes, we can go out, we can earn our own money, we can get a job, we can drink legally. All the things that you can do, and then you end up not doing because the minute you start working, you realise you don't actually have any money. Because either the tax man takes it, or you're paying bills, or if you're still staying with your parents are like, aye, cough up. I've kept you for long enough. Time for you to keep yourself. It's that whole be careful what you wish for. We all think the grass is greener, don't we? We all think something's better, or what somebody else has got is better, or a bigger house is better. A bigger house, yeah, you've got more space and whatever, but you've also got more housework to do. Your bills will be bigger. You need to keep the heating on for longer to keep the house warmer. You'll have more electricity. your rent or your mortgage will be more expensive because it's a bigger house. There's more dirt, there's more dust, there's more everything. And if you've got a spare room, it becomes, everything just gets thrown in that spare room, and at some point you need to sift through all that stuff and say, oh dear Lord, how has this happened? I mean, I don't have a spare room, so luckily I don't have that, but my last house I did have a spare room, and I kept throwing stuff in it, but that was because that was just a temporary house, so everything, and it was furnished, so anything I was buying for moving into my sort of permanent property, I was thrown in there, but still all sorts get through in that room. And then when you were moving, hold on, sorry we got interrupted again, but yeah, then once it's time to move house, you think, oh dear, I need to sort through all this and actually do something with it and take it with me. Oh, it's a mess. So although we are hoping to move house in the next couple of months, we're not going to have any spare rooms as such. It'll be a bigger house, but it's just because we need more space. So we're in a 2-bedroom flat just now, and we're going to have hopefully a 3-bedroomed house. So it'll be just enough space for us. It'll be more space than what we've got now because we're very cramped now, but just enough space for what we need. And I will have hopefully a wee corner, if there's like a dining room or a corner in the living room to work from as well, which is what I do just now. I've got my wee section in the living room where I work from, and that suits me. Obviously sometimes I'm mobile, so I go out to businesses or I go out to people's homes, but if it's online, it's just in the house I do it. If it's a phone call, in the house I do it. We can't be paying the extortionate rents for premises at the minute. Would be good in the future, but at the minute prices are so high, and if I'm going to pay an extortionate price for a house, I don't want to add on an extortionate price for an office at the same time. But if my 5-year plan goes to plan, then we may be able to combine both or have both or something along the lines. I mean, even if it takes 10 years, doesn't matter. Got a plan, I'm going to stick to it. I need to change all my vision boards, update them, because some of the things I put on, it's like goals. So I put like, one of the things that I'm looking at just now, it says 2024 work stroke business goals, so I'll change that and put my 2025 goals up there, the same with my personal one. Any goals that I've got that were purely for 2024, they'll come down, and if there's anything that I haven't achieved on that list, that'll go on this year's list, because I don't, although it's a goal and an aim, I am aiming for that. If I don't achieve it in that year, I'll continue to aim for it until such times I do achieve it. And I think we were reading mine the other day. Now, was that on one of the podcasts or was that on socials? I can't remember, but we were reading my personal one, and I think I'd achieved most of it. A couple of things I'd like to, even some things that you've achieved, you've maybe not achieved it to the standard that you wanted to, so you might still continue to try and achieve it to your standard, but just bear in mind that don't put too much pressure on yourself, and don't put, like, if you achieve something, you've achieved it, even if it's not to the exact penny or the exact pound or the exact size or whatever that you wanted, you've achieved that. So maybe your next goal could be, right, okay, so I've achieved, well, say for example, like I'm moving house, right, so I say I'm moving house, I've not got a house yet, but I've got somebody looking for one for me. I've got a letting agency looking for one for me just now, so although I've not achieved it as yet, my goal is 3-bedroomed house with a garage. Any other specifics don't matter to me, as long as it's a 3-bedroomed house and a garage, that's fine. The sizes of the rooms, I don't care if one of the rooms is like, I don't know if you get this in other countries, but it's called like a box room, which is just more like a single room. It's slightly smaller than a single room, a single bedroom. So I don't even mind if it's that. There's still 3 separate bedrooms there. And then maybe in 5 years' time I might think, okay, I might want 3 double bedrooms, or maybe I might want 4 bedrooms regardless of size, because by that point maybe my sons might have started having families or whatever, so maybe grandchildren might start coming and staying overnight. They might not. That's for them to decide if they want to have children or not. That's not for me to put pressure on them. I've always taught my children to go and enjoy your life while you don't have any responsibilities. Go and achieve everything you want to achieve before you've got responsibilities, because you may not necessarily have the opportunity once children start coming along, depending on what it is you want to achieve or what you want to do. Like one of my sons, he's really into motorbikes and things like that, so he's want to do all these things with his motorbikes before he starts settling down. And I'm like, good, go do that. Obviously, I've said before in one of the podcasts in the past, I always knew I wanted to be a mum. Obviously didn't think I was ever going to be a single mother, but hey ho, that's what's happened, and that we make it work. We don't miss out on anything as such. Yeah, okay, we might not have as many holidays as some people have, but then at the same time, my children don't necessarily like the heat anyway. So, but then that's one of the goals that I'm aiming for, is there's a certain holiday I really want to take them on, and I'm hoping to do it in the next couple of years, because my son, my oldest one's like, he's going to be 26 this year, so at some point he may decide, right, okay, I want to settle down now, so he probably won't want to come on holiday with me and his brother, but this one particular holiday I know that he probably will. So that's my aim, is to try and get that, so it's like firing on all cylinders in the next year or two. I've got a lot of new things coming in my business this year, and it's like that positive mental attitude, thinking along the lines of, I can do that, I've got it in the bag, whatever, I will achieve that, but without putting the pressure on yourself. So whenever, listen, you could start making your goals or your achievements or whatever, your aims, your dreams, doesn't matter whether you start them in January or if you start them in November. Give yourself a realistic time frame. So I'm not going to say, right, I've got this goal in my business and I need to achieve that by the end of February. No, all my goals start off as 12 months, and if they take a bit longer, they take a bit longer, and that's fine. I don't put too much pressure on myself. And that's where we can kind of go wrong, and when things start to, I don't like using the word fail, but things start to kind of take wrong turns and take a bit longer, is when we put too much pressure on ourselves, because we then focus on what we're not doing rather than what we have done and what we've already achieved to get to that point. So just always keep that in mind. Remember that tomorrow there is a little announcement coming out, and it may benefit everybody, it may not. It all depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be good for multiple different reasons, and it may help you on your journey, depending on what your journey is going to look like in 2025, 26, whatever. And it can be something that you can use in the future. It doesn't have to be something that you're going to use just now. So yeah, I'm excited to get that out there. And then, then Wednesday I've got another announcement coming with Danielle, but she's got visitors just now and I don't think they leave to Tuesday, so I'm hoping that we get it recorded in time. It's one of the ones, isn't it? There's always a tight schedule, but Wednesday doesn't come out until Wednesday night, so even if we can get that recorded on Wednesday morning, I can still get it out in time for Wednesday night, so that'll be good. So yeah, I've got a lot coming in 2025, all going to plan, and I'm sure I'll have added more to the list throughout the year, because once something pops into my head, I've got to write it down anyway, because I forget. I do have other things that I want to achieve, but this isn't the right time to start working on them. But then it could be they naturally start working, they naturally fall into place. I don't know. At the minute, it's not the right time. So they're kind of in the back burner, but they're written down for as and when I deem the right time to start them. And I will let you all know when that is. But you just need to make sure you don't put too much of a load on yourself either. Don't want to put too much weight on your shoulders, because then you can't sleep, you don't eat properly, you start feeling kind of sluggish, lethargic, and you're constantly not well because you're not maintaining your body properly. So you've got to make sure that although you're aiming for all these things, everything else that's everyday normality has to stay in a routine. So your sleeping habits, your eating habits, make sure you don't drink too much alcohol, make sure you're not spending too much money on the wrong things, because then that'll keep you awake at night. If you spend too much money on one thing, you don't have enough money to pay another bill. And we've all done it, we all do it. I mean, especially at Christmas time, I'm sure there's many of us who pay some bills a wee bit later just so that we can buy our children the presents we want to get them. And again, that could be us putting too much pressure on ourselves, but is the end goal worth it? That's what you've got to think about. Seeing your children's face light up, in my opinion, is worth it, as long as it's not going to get you into bother or cost you more money. That's where you need to be careful. So yes, 2025 does feel like a positive year, and everybody seems to be feeling that way. Everybody seems to be thinking 2025, there's just something about it, there's something in the air, something surrounding 2025 that's making us all feel as if this is it, things are going to start going well. I just hope that all the trolling and all that, we need all that to stop. We need people to start opening up about their mental health, because if you open up about it, that's when you can start working on it. And I know I've not fully opened up about my journey, but I've told you snippets, so you know that I was at the very worst that you could be. I mean, there's times where it was a possibility I wasn't even here anymore. There was times where I was going to get sectioned and I had to get the crisis team out to me every day and all these different things. But I'm here and now on my second, third, whatever business, and I'm continuing to thrive. So if I can do it, and although I have family, I'm not close to most of my family, so I don't necessarily didn't have them as a support when it came to my mental health. My mum would take the kids when I was working and things like that, or if I was going a night out, well, before I had my second, when I only had my first one, my oldest one, she would take him at the weekends if I was going out with my best friend or whatever. And then when I had both of them, if I was working on a weekend, she would have them on a Saturday if I was working. But I don't have a big support network, as in people I can open up to. So that's when my CPN came in. That's when my CPN was my saviour, basically. She was the person I could talk to, and I did open up to her. So if you've got one person, whether it be a friend, a work colleague, a family member, your doctor, a counsellor, a therapist, if it's a private counselling therapist, whatever, find somebody. It could be your GP, not your GP, sorry, I've already said that. It could be your pharmacist, it could be your dentist, it could be a policeman, policewoman, it could be the person behind the bar. Listen, if there's somebody you feel comfortable and safe enough to open up to, please open up to them, because this is your time to shine. This is your time to think of this as your kind of reality check, if that's a bit of a harsh way of saying it. I don't mean it like that. I can't think of the right word just now. But think of this as your moment to turn your whole life around. And if you want to contact me, send me a message in my DMs. Even if you don't want to continue as a private a private patient, a private client, that's okay. If I can get you to make the first step by opening up to me, and then I can help you going forward, whether it be you take therapy from me or you take it from somebody else, that's okay. But please open up to somebody. Please admit to somebody that you're struggling with anything, whether it be your mental health, drink, drugs, in a relationship. If you're in a certain type of relationship that is damaging to you and your kids, or you or your kids, please seek help and come away from it. I've been in relationships like that as well, and it can stay with you for a long time. It can stay with you forever. You do slowly, and I'm not going to lie to you, it can take a long time, but you can get a normal life again. You can have a happy ending. Not saying, I mean, you might not want to be in another relationship again. That's okay. Relationships aren't the be all and end all, and they aren't what defines you as a person. They aren't going to be necessarily what makes you happy. We all know I've been single for a very long time. I'm happy single. I know a lot of my friends or whatever will be like, oh, will you hurry up and start dating? I can have a joke about, oh my god, I need a man, blah blah blah. It is genuinely a joke. I'm happy the way I am now. If in the future I meet somebody and we click and we connect and it just falls into place, that's fine. But I will not go seeking a relationship for my own reasons, many reasons, which I may tell you one day, I may not. It just depends on how I feel in the moment. But please, if you're in a certain type of relationship and it's unhealthy and it's hurting, damaging you and or your kids, please try and come away from it. And I'm not saying you have to do it today. You have to do it in your own time, because nobody can force you. Because you've got that, you still love that person, and they potentially still love you as well. But love isn't everything. They need to show you, they need to treat you the same as you need to treat them, a better way. And you're probably doing everything in your power to try and get them to show you that love. But if it's in their nature to hurt, it may be the penny never drops. And it may be they need help. Maybe something's happened in their past where they've been treated a certain way and they think that's normal. Maybe it happened in their childhood and they think that's normal behaviour. That's maybe all they've ever seen. But somebody needs to show them that it's not normal. And you can't just hurt people just because you were hurt. If you were hurt, please get help before you hurt somebody else and damage their future and yours. I think that's enough doom and gloom for today, isn't it? But let's all pray there's no snow tonight. Please. Unless you don't want to go to work tomorrow, then you might want snow. You might want to be knee deep in snow tomorrow. So if you want snow, you pray for snow. I don't really care, because I'm working from home tomorrow. I need to take my boy to school. He'd be quite happy if there was no school tomorrow, so I wouldn't worry about that one. As would probably most children, they'd rather play in the snow than go to school and hear their teachers shouting at them. So whatever kind of day you want for tomorrow, manifest it. You manifest that day for yourself. Don't listen to Aileen's crystal ball, because Aileen's crystal ball's usually wrong anyway. But I need to go and get some shopping in. I need to take the mother shopping. I don't even know what I need to do today. I've got so much to do that I don't even know where I'm starting. I think the first thing I need to do is go and feed people. Feed the little people, the small children, although the small children are taller than me. I need to feed them, feed myself, get dressed, go to the shops, come back. Probably by that point, because when I take my mum to the shops, we end up being out for about 3 hours. I go to the shops and I'm in and out within an hour max. I don't do shopping, I've told you that, so I'll not go down that road again. Take my mum and it's 3 hours. And you dread it every time. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I'll go, Helen, just give me a list and I'll just go and get whatever you need. I've not got time for your messing about. But she's not been out for a few days, so I suppose I better take her out. Then come home, make dinner, and do all the usual Sunday stuff. The uniform's ready. I know I said to you that earlier on, I'm never organising a Sunday. The uniform is ready. Because we've been off for 2 weeks, so if I never had a uniform ready by this point, it has happened in the past, I won't lie. I tend to, see if I see a big washing pile, because one of my sons changes about 25 times a day. If I see a big washing pile, I tend to just wash what we really need first, and then slowly but surely work through the rest of it. So if the schools are off, uniforms are normally the last thing to get washed. But yes, the uniform's ready, because we'd been off sick for quite a wee while beforehand anyway. And I think I'll be lucky if I've still got a voice the way I'm sounding by Monday. But that's where my last, 4 or 5 weeks have been. 1 minute I can talk, then I can't talk, then I can, then I can't. Oh, dearie me, we're losing the will to live. But yes, enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your last day of freedom if you're not working, or it might be tomorrow's your freedom because maybe you've got a day off tomorrow and all kids are back at school. Whatever day you enjoy it to the max. You do you, self-care, self-love, self-everything. But let's manifest good 2025 and manifest a fantastic Monday, and I will be doing my little snippets, so it'll only be probably a wee 15-minute one tomorrow. It'll be on the podcast, it won't be anywhere else until probably later in the week. So podcast will hear it first, and then some point it'll go on to socials. So if you want to be the first one to hear what Aileen's doing in 2025, then tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. and you will be the first to know, as they say. But for now, take care of yourselves, be safe if you're out and about and it's snow or ice or anything like that. Look out for each other, open up if you need to. Remember, you can contact myself even if you just want to make that first step and you don't know where you want to go after that. Contact myself, we'll talk through, see where you're at and everything else. And yes, enjoy your Sunday, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye bye.